Our worlds were riveted. We were stunned. We were astonished. We were brokenhearted. We were ripped apart this week as the news went out about a 40-year-old man that had brought so much life and light to our world, to our country. Stephen Boss, known as DJ Twitch, the famous DJ from the Ellen DeGeneres show, passed away a few days ago this week, but he died by suicide. Need you to say that with me, died by suicide. We don't say committed suicide because psychologists and therapists will tell you when a person is in that state, they don't have the mental capacity to make any commitments. And it places the blame on that person as if they decided to do it. And the truth is, sometimes life can be so heavy that it's not that you want to die, it's just that it's hard to live.
Well, no, Pastor, with all due respect, I'm going to call it what it is, which is committing suicide. Hi there, I'm Professor Blackmore, and welcome back to my channel. And I already know that I'm about to touch another hot stove on this episode because many of you are not going to like what I'm about to say on here today, because I'm going to rebuke this tendency that we want to perpetuate even from the pulpit of dressing up language around things that we used to agree were wrong in Christianity. I mean, it used to be that things like abortion and suicide were not thought of as Christian acts. But now, today, we hear preachers in the pulpit trying to excuse certain of these acts. And I agree that there is a clear dead cat on the line in this case, because a man does not just drive himself to a hotel and actually carry out the act of pulling a trigger and shooting himself in such a way that he actually causes his death. I mean, there had to be a reason, and it had to have been, in my opinion, something more earth-shattering than the loss of money. But Twitch did this to himself. He planned out the steps of how he would carry this out, and he executed each part of his plan. I mean, suicide is a very premeditated act. I remember about 20 years ago, I was living in a community of connected townhomes in Texas. Each row had 6 connected townhomes with garages on the first floor. Now, a man just moved in next door to me, and for several weeks, I couldn't discern what he was doing, but in the middle of the night, I would hear this loud motor, and then I would smell very noxious fumes, and this would go on for several hours, and this would take place several times a week. Until one night it happened, and I had the presence of mind that I was not going to fall asleep. I mean, I felt like if I fell asleep that I just didn't know what these noxious fumes were, and I just didn't want to fall asleep. And so I stayed up. But this time, this motor sound never stopped. And I eventually felt that I had no other choice but to call 911, and I'm glad I did. Because it turns out that my neighbor had died by suicide. And he had no problem killing all of the families in the other 5 connected townhomes, which were also full of carbon monoxide. And what I had been experiencing the preceding weeks was his attempts to practice and rehearse his premeditated action of trying to kill himself. What I had learned is that he had just been divorced by his wife. And so his wife divorced him. He moved in next door to me, and he premeditated this plan to kill himself. And so what I learned from that is that people practice this act. They premeditate, and then they practice carrying out the steps. And so I don't believe that this was Twitch's only attempt to kill himself. But whatever caused him to do it, I'm not going to let political correctness stop me from saying unequivocally that he could have been saved from it had he known about the love of Jesus Christ. But let's listen to the pastor's full point of view on this suicide issue.
I want to talk today from this thought very simply, just a little peace. Thank you. You may be seated. Tell the person beside you, I just need a little peace. I don't need a lot of it. Just, Lord, in this season, just give me a little peace. Where I'm from down in Georgia, we say, I just need a little something. Just a little peace. Our worlds were riveted. We were stunned. We were astonished. We were brokenhearted. We were ripped apart this week as the news went out about a 40-year-old man that had brought so much life and light to our world, to our country. Stephen Boss, known as DJ Twitch, the famous DJ from the Ellen DeGeneres show, passed away a few days ago this week. And unfortunately, news outlets are so dehumanizing that before the family could probably wrap their minds around his death, everyone was so quick to share how he died. And not just that he died, but he died by suicide. I need you to say that with me, died by suicide. We don't say committed suicide because psychologists and therapists will tell you when a person is in that state, they don't have the mental capacity to make any commitments. And it places the blame on that person as if they decided to do it. And the truth is, sometimes life can be so heavy that it's not that you want to die, it's just that it's hard to live. And so he died by suicide, 40 years old, but it didn't match because 3 days before his death, his wife and he were celebrating 9 years of marriage. And they were all over social media dancing, and he was smiling, and we were used to Twitch dancing and smiling and making us laugh and giving us music. And the truth is, brothers and sisters, it ripped us, it astonished us, it stunned a lot of us because we are not yet ready to have the conversation that there are people who are sick among us who you can't tell what they're going through. There are people that carry heaviness so well, and in particularly black men. We've been acculturated. We've been taught from boys to hide when we hurt. Little girl fall and skin her knee. Ooh, let me kiss the boo-boo. A little boy falls and skins his knee. Get up, boy, you tough. Ain't hurt you, ain't that bad. Go in there and gas your mom, put some alcohol on and get a Band-Aid. You all right. And from a little boy, you were taught, you all right. So you can be in pain and falling apart inside, but you're smiling, you're dressed up, and you look great. Psychologists will call this high-functioning depression. Look at the person beside you. Don't they look good this morning? Just look at them. I'm talking about got their makeup on, got their hair done, their hairline is crisp. Look at them extra eyelashes they added on to the eyelash. Look at that. I mean, didn't they coordinate? Didn't they coordinate that outfit from head to toe? Those shoes and everything looks so good. And the person beside you can literally be falling apart on the inside, but they have mastered learning how to fix it up so that when you show up, nobody really knows the heaviness that you really feel. Smiling all over Facebook, crying yourself to sleep at night. Smiling and hugging and giving life to everybody else, wondering, can anybody make me feel like I'm alive at all? Have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt like you were by yourself? Twitch, DJ Twitch, Stephen Boss forced us to have a conversation that a lot of us were not ready to have, because the truth is a whole lot of us in this country are longing for peace. Peace that you will not find in any mall. Peace that you will not find in any blunt or bottle. Peace that you will not find in the love from any lover, spouse, or partner. It is a peace that only God can give. And today, all I want to do is talk to the people for a little while who say, Pastor, on this Advent Sunday of peace, I just want a little peace.
Okay, now, I'm glad he finally did get to the point of characterizing the one thing that can cure this illness, which is Jesus Christ. And he did finally get around to it. But nobody did this to Twitch. I mean, he was not just the end result of somebody else's action. He didn't die by suicide. He brought about his own death by committing suicide. And in my opinion, with all due respect, I just think that we would do more to let people know on the front end how the love of Jesus Christ can solve all problems, rather than trying to excuse the act of committing suicide by calling it dying by suicide. But as y'all know on here, I just ask and report, and I let the saints decide. Now, I'll come back later on to figure out exactly what happened in this marriage, or if the marriage had anything to do with this result, or if it had anything to do with money or any other numerous scandals that are taking place. But I want to know from you, what do you think? Do you agree with the pastor and all of the other people using this new terminology? I mean, do you think this is properly categorized as committing suicide? Or do you agree that we should now categorize it as dying by suicide? Please let me know by leaving your comments in the comments section below. And I hope you'll also give me a big thumbs up. And while you're there, I want to ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I come back with more hot tea. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.